What's up, Dolphin Nation? What's up, Finstock Nation? What's up, NFL fans? The Miami Dolphins have officially hired Coach Jeff Hafley as their next head coach. This happened yesterday on Monday, January 19th, 2026. Let me go ahead and give you a little bit of a background on Coach Jeff Hafley, even though I already did in the Front Runner video, which will be posted and be available later today. Today I'll be posting two videos, one at 5 p.m. and one at 7 p.m. One of them was done before Coach Jeff Hafley was hired yesterday, and I'll note that in the comments of the video. But let me go ahead and give you a little background on who Coach Jeff Hafley is. He was born on April 4th, 1979 in New Jersey, played wide receiver at Arena College from 1997 to 2000, earned a master's degree from Albany in 2003, College Coaching Foundation started in 2001, and he's been in college as a head coach. Also, he was a running backs coach at WPI in 2001, Albany's defensive assistant / DB's coach from 2002 to 2005. He was at Pitt from 2006 to 2010 as a defensive assistant, and was at Rutgers DB's coach. Helped produce NFL DBs Jared Harmon and Logan Ryan, and he was at Rutgers from 2011. He also coached Darrelle Revis in college. First run in the NFL was from 2012 to 2018. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he was from 2012 to 2013 as an assistant DB's coach, and then promoted to DB's coach. Secondary ranked top 4 in interceptions over 2 seasons, and went to the Cleveland Browns from 2014 to 2015. Was the DB's coach there. Number 1 in opponent passer rating with 74.1, and number 1 in completion percentage allowed with the 57.1 in 2014. Then went to San Francisco from 2016 to 2018, where he coached Richard Sherman and was the DB's coach. Retained through coaching changes. In 2018, defense ranked 11th in pass defense, despite a 4-12 record. Then went to Ohio State in 2019, his second time in college, co-defensive coordinator and DB's coach. Defense ranked number 1 nationally. Yards per play, 4.13. Total defense, 259.7 yards per game. Passing defense, 156.0 yards per game. That year, Ohio State had 54 sacks. The season made him the hottest coaching name in football. Then he was hired by Boston College. He was the head coach at Boston College from 2020 to 2023. Posted a record of 22 and 26. Known for culture building and defensive improvements. Then has been the Green Bay Packers defensive coordinator from 2024 to this season, 2025. Developed 10 defensive rankings in multiple categories. Developed top 10 defensive rankings in multiple categories. His success in Green Bay elevated him into the NFL head coaching conversation, and now he's officially the replacement of Mike McDaniel, and was hired yesterday as the successor to Mike McDaniel. So now he's officially the head coach of our Miami Dolphins. I'm gonna play a interview from Richard Sherman talking positive Coach Jeff Hafley.
Richard, this year, your role, you're with a lot of young guys, you're building teams. It's different than the role you had in Seattle. You had a lot of peers, accomplished guys, and kind of grew up there together. It seems like you've taken to this, whether it was in the spring, go-karts, or, taking the guys to dinner, or whatever it's been. Has this been a natural thing for you?
Yeah, I knew I knew what I was coming into, a bunch of young guys. But I know, try to relate to them, try to bring them together and, get them to play good ball. You can never foresee this many injuries happening in the season. I don't think anybody can predict that. But you can do your best to lead them the best way I know how, and that's what I try to do.
I want to ask this delicately, but Robert Saleh just said you're a great teammate. You've always been a great teammate. I think there's a perception, whenever it's people see you, hey, there's Richard, getting upset, yelling at an offense coordinator. Richard maybe didn't love his quarterback in Seattle, whatever it's been. So there's a perception of, well, maybe this guy hasn't been a great teammate. Do you understand that perception? And
No, because my teammates have never said it.
Right.
It's one of those things that's kind of made up somewhere in somebody's head, and then a bunch of people say it, but the people who matter never say it. I've never heard of a teammate calling me a bad teammate. I've never been mentioned as a bad teammate, and I'm pretty sure I'll never be mentioned as a bad teammate to anybody because I'm not. But people can make up anything when you're not searching for the truth. When you just want to make a story, you can make it about anything. Nobody's searching for the truth these days. Sensationalism is everything. So you can make a headline and say, Richard Sherman yelled at his offensive coordinator. He's not a great teammate. Richard Sherman says he didn't have a relationship with the quarterback. He's not a great teammate. It's like, it's cool story, but there's not a lot of truth to it. If people were looking for the truth, then they'd understand I've been a great teammate probably my entire time in the league, because that's one of the things I value most. I don't really care about public perception. That really doesn't matter to me. But what my teammates think about me and how I carry myself in the locker room and with my teammates means a great deal. I care very little for the opinions of people outside the locker room. If they say, "Oh my God, this guy's he's the devil. He does this. He yelled at this guy. He mushed this guy. He talked trash to this guy. Man, I just rubbed me the wrong way." Like, that doesn't bother me. I don't care about that. Because at the end of the day, they don't move the needle for me either way. At the end of the day, the only thing that I really care about is the guys that I go to battle with all the time, day in, day out. The guys that we, blood, sweat, and tears, you go out there and fight with every day. Those are the guys whose opinions matter the most. I appreciate that.
That's your face.
Not yet.
There's been a lot of young guys, sticking with the same theme, but there have been a lot of guys playing, recently, and you seem to have gone, I don't know, out of your way, just a natural thing because they've been playing well, but, to really build them up and talk them up after the last couple of games. Is that, you think about that, like, hey, I'm going to give them a little boost, just as a leader, or it's just coming natural?
I think it just comes natural. I just, I appreciate the work. You watch guys work hard, and it's not like I go in like, ooh, Marcel needs a boost today, or I'm going to talk Spoon up. When guys play well, it's not like it always gets noticed by the public, So you want to make sure that guys get the recognition that they deserve. Marcel Harris, to go through what he went through and to come in as a rookie, not expected to contribute very much and have to be thrown in to what he's been thrown into and to play like he's played is remarkable. And Anton Exum hasn't gotten enough credit to, he was a strong safety, only playing strong safety. They kind of pulled him up during OTAs, not really expecting him to make team, I don't think. And he's been invaluable. I don't know if we win any of those games without him, playing the way he's played. He came in to a position he didn't know, he wasn't well, versed on because he had only played strong safety and played free safety and played it well and has saved us numerous times. And you just want guys to get the appreciation they deserve. In a season like this, things aren't going right, things aren't going well. But, if you look at it, for us to have the injuries we've had in the secondary and still be top 10 in yards, it's crazy, outrageous. You know what I mean? I still can't believe it. But it's just guys, coaches like D'Amico and Hafley and DB and Ferg and just coaching their behinds off. Z, Kiff, all those guys are just coaching their behinds off regardless. They're not making excuses. They're not saying, oh, woe is me, we got another injury, or woe is me, we lost another linebacker, or woe is me, why can't we shake this curse? They're just next man up, we're going to coach our butts off, and we're going to give us the best chance to win. We just kept the playoff team to 14 points, held them to 14 points, and it should have been less than that. With a bunch of guys that I'm sure most people can't name outside of you guys, off the top of their heads. And that's more of a testament to the coaching.
Speaking of young guys, what's impressed you about Elijah Lee. Like when Reuben Foster went down, a lot of outsiders may have thought that would have been a death blow for your defense. He's such a good player. But as you just said, you guys have played a lot of your best defense recently. He's been on the field. I mean, what have you seen from him?
I've seen growth. I think early on the moment might have been big for him. You know, he had to come in and spot play when Rube got hurt. But the second time around when he came in and Rube got cut, he came in with a confidence. He's tackling, he's playing fast, he's thinking fast. I think he's seeing the game better just in terms of the box movements, the pulls, the guards sitting light, the tackles, the quarterback play, et cetera, et cetera. I think everybody, it's just continuity. I think in this defense, it always works better when you have continuity, when you just have the same guys in the lineup over and over and over. So guys get a good feel for where guys are, how guys are going to play certain things. Then everybody can play fast. That's why you see guys getting to the ball more guys getting to the ball, more strips, more everything, because guys aren't thinking anymore. They know exactly where each other is going to be, and they're just playing off of them.
Do you look at tape with guys?
Say that one more time.
Will you watch tape with guys?
I will early on. We watch a ton of tape as is, but a lot of times at this point it's not even about like going over like, oh man, it's subtleties. It's the subtleties. It's this split, this alignment. Hey, when they give us this split, this alignment, I need you to be here. Hey, he's going to crack you. You're going to be put in a vulnerable position. I'm going to play off of you and save you. So like, it's more of the subtleties that you have to, the intricacies that you have to get throughout the week. And I think guys are getting better at that because they've seen the reps so many times now.
With that, the last play of the game, the one where Tavares forced the fumble on that, I mean, do you go over with him at the line of scrimmage, a guy who's learning how, first year playing cornerback, hasn't been put in that situation, too often in a game situation. So will you go over that with him and be like, it's just a technique thing here or whatever?
Coach Half, that's why the coaches get paid to coach. I can't overstep the bounds. Now I'll coach him to a degree. I'll say this is what I thought you should have did better. This is but at the end of the day, Half is going over each play with him. He's meeting with them early, he's meeting with them late, and he deserves the credit. You can't. I'm not going to take that credit from him for the extra work. The extra work with Marcel Harris and DJ Reed. That's all Half. Just getting those guys to get aligned and play fast and know the plays when this guy motions or this guy moves or the back moves here or the back moves there. I think he deserves a lot more credit than he's getting, but incredibly impressive.
How much is it going to change the dynamic in the offseason? All the young guys you mentioned are possibly competing for starting jobs, whereas last offseason there wasn't necessarily so much competition for those.
Competition breeds the best out of everybody. I think that's going to be that's what's going to make this offseason really cool and really powerful because it'll be open competition. I'm sure the depth charts will be wiped for the most part, and it'll give everybody a fair shot to earn a spot. And when you have that, I think it brings a different element out of guys. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, but you see guys for who they are with it.
All right, guys, I'm also going to pop up. They interviewed Kelvin Shepard, and then they interviewed Patrick Graham, and then about 5:01. Jeff Hafley was officially announced. So I'll pop up the announcements of the interview of Patrick Graham and Kelvin Shepard in the video, and then I'll pop up the official announcement of Coach Hafley being named the next head coach of the Miami Dolphins. Leave me your thoughts in the comments. And like always, I appreciate your support as we continue to grow this Finstock family. And like always, stay positive, stay on your grind, and go Dolphins.